Since the first moon landing, many people have questioned why stars don't appear in the photographs taken by astronauts on the moon. It's an intriguing observation, especially since even images taken from the International Space Station, ISS, rarely show stars in the background. This raises the question, why can't we see stars in these space photos? After all, on Earth, a clear night sky offers a spectacular view of stars, and sometimes even the Milky Way, which is a regular delight for amateur astronomers. So, what makes the view from space different from what we see here on Earth? The lack of visible stars in space images has fueled conspiracy theories, with some claiming that the moon landing was staged by NASA and the US government. But if we set aside those suspicions, the question itself is valid. If the sky in space is pitch black, then where are the stars? The answer lies in the unique conditions of space. Without an atmosphere to scatter light, objects in space, like the International Space Station, spacecraft, or astronauts on the moon, are exposed to intense, direct sunlight. This sunlight is extremely bright, far brighter than what we experience on Earth. It's the kind of brightness that requires serious eye protection. Cameras, like the human eye, respond to light in specific ways. Modern cameras, and even the ones used during the moon landing, automatically adjust their focus and exposure based on the brightest object in the frame. In the case of lunar photos, this bright object could be an astronaut's white spacesuit, the lunar vehicle, or the reflective surface of moon dust. These bright features dominate the image, causing the faint light from stars in the background to go unnoticed. The stars are still there, of course. They haven't disappeared. They're simply too dim to be captured when the camera is set to properly expose the brightly lit foreground. This is a principle that anyone familiar with photography can understand. When you take a picture of a brightly lit subject, the darker background often becomes almost invisible unless the camera settings are adjusted specifically to capture it. If you wanted to photograph stars while standing on the moon, you would need to use a long exposure setting on your camera. This involves keeping the camera's shutter open for an extended period, allowing it to collect more light through the lens. This technique is commonly used by astrophotographers on Earth when capturing images of stars, planets, and galaxies. By allowing more light to enter the camera over time, these faint celestial objects become visible in the photographs, creating stunning images of the night sky.